I want to briefly discuss this flawed way of thinking that normies often try to impose on us. Whenever I notice people in this community showing their face online, there's always the virtue signalers who crawl out of the depths of hell to try to lambast us and say it's all in our heads one way or another. And that couldn't be any more noticeable than on fellow BP YouTuber Honest Guy's channel. I'm not here to rate Honest Guy's face or say he's ugly. Obviously, I'm not telling him to give up either. And you might be like, oh, what could you possibly be talking about, Drayyythan? Well, roll the intro and I'll tell you exactly what I mean.
Yikes, Drayyythan. Have you tried being confident?
It's this pattern I've noticed. Whenever Honest Guy posts a rant video, his comment section fills with people dismissing his experiences through empty validation. They write things like, dude, you're not bad looking at all, or you're actually really handsome. Yet these commenters would likely reject him instantly in real life and probably contribute to the very bullying he endures at school. And this is what I call the Honest Guy effect, a specialized form of virtue signaling where people suddenly deem someone attractive in comment sections when they would never consider that person appealing under any other context. They inflate ratings they'd never give in real life, all to undermine the legitimate posts being made about that person's appearance-based treatment. And even in our community, they say this kind of stuff. But even if you don't think his face is bad, he's also reportedly short and has diagnosed autism. Now tell me, do the stories Honest Guy tells on his channel line up with the fact that he's genuinely desired by women?
There's something going on there, and that's what the whole school is doing, dude. The whole fucking school is having fucking sex, and I'm left out! It's ridiculous.
Guys, just because someone isn't a third-degree burn victim doesn't mean they're automatically not allowed to complain. And if anything, this actually reinforces sub-hate theory more, and being average isn't enough. If you go to the famed r/inkwell tiers, you'll see that this is even more common. If you just look under any post regarding inkwells who do a face reveal, there's always the crowd of people who just start circle jerking each other in the comment section. Like, you know, these are the same people who, as soon as the screen time is up on their Nintendo Switch, are gonna go out and start calling the same dudes creeps for approaching women. Let me tell you this, if your name is not synonymous with being attractive or hot to women, it's over. On top of that, if you need them to tell you you're attractive, to reassure you that you're not ugly, you know what the deal is. Maybe you aren't ugly, but you definitely are not attractive enough to pass their threshold most of the time. And you might be wondering, but Drayyythan, what do you mean by this? So I'm just gonna pull out some random guy for this example. I don't know if some of you guys watched the Menendez Brothers docudrama that was like super popular back in September and October of last year, but all the girls went crazy for this TikTok thirst trapper turned actor named Nicolas Chavez, who also played Lal Menendez in the show. He was like the chat of the month before Luigi Mangione eclipsed him, and basically women were editing him left and right, and they were just obsessed with him. Like, these edits went insanely viral, and simply watching the edits and showing them to other people turned into a micro trend of its own. And based on this, there's like clear, distinct interest there, and it's actually women leading the charge and taking the time to edit him and show them to other people. Like, there's no men involved at all. It's not like the looks maxing guys or the PSL gods that only other guys are editing, and it's also not like those guys who go around fishing for compliments in public or on Omegle in a clip farm. No, it's like actual women doing most of the editing for Chavez, completely unsolicited. And more recently, there's been this dude on the internet, even younger than me actually, who goes by the name Somber, and he's been getting traction on TikTok for his music. Now, I'm not gonna act like he's some talentless oaf, right? Like, his music is insanely good and he deserves the hype, but a huge part of his brand and marketing is him being attractive. He's above average in all three pillars of the looks holy trinity. I mean, for fuck's sake, dude claims 6'7", and while some people debate the authenticity of this claim, he's well above 6'4", which is all you really need. Again, I'm not commenting on him or his talent specifically. I'm pointing out that women will tell you to your face if you're attractive or not. And he knows this. He's seen like all the TikToks of people, you know, talking about how attractive he is and all the comments and all the people that swarm him at like concerts and stuff. And you might be like, oh, but bro, women aren't going around editing guys like that IRL. And yeah, that's true. Like, they're not going to edit some Chad from their bio lecture, but there are clear indicators of interest. They will voluntarily compliment you and actually put in the effort to interact with you, right? Like these virtue signalers who tell you, oh, you're pretty cute when you make a post complaining about your looks aren't telling you that to make you feel better. They're telling you that to make you feel worse. They want you to think it's because of your actions and not your looks. And I'll say it again, if the women you know IRL don't synonymously know you as a hot guy, it's basically over. I remember when I made the mistake of opening up to people in real life, they'd always give me the same advice after hearing about my brutal rejections, which is why I'm so glad I just vent to strangers on the internet instead. The people in real life were always like, "Oh, you're a solid 7 out of 10, you're so attractive." Guys, would a real 7 out of 10 have the same experiences I had growing up, being basically made fun of constantly, never being taken seriously, and never having anyone to hang out with? This kind of reminds me of something I experienced throughout my childhood. From the ages of like 5 to 11, my mother forced me to practice piano daily. An hour of reluctant practice combined with lessons every Saturday, which I hated. After turning 12, I quit, only to discover my love for the instrument years later on my own terms. Though still lacking technical skill, to put it nicely, I finally found genuine enjoyment in playing. One day, while playing the piano on my own, my mother interrupted.
Could you stop playing? It's really distracting.
Her honest reaction revealed what she actually thought of my playing. When I pointed out the irony, saying, "You forced me to play for years, but now that I actually enjoy it, you want me to stop?" something in her attitude shifted. After that, whenever I played, she'd appear with more manufactured praise.
That sounds really good.
Her words were super hollow, and honestly more patronizing than her initial criticism. Her authentic negative reaction was replaced by this performative approval. I think this pattern mirrors how society responds to those who speak honestly about looks-based rejection. First comes the authentic negative reaction, dismissal, mockery, or avoidance. But when we directly acknowledge the role our appearance plays, the script flips to a more insincere reassurance. "No, you're attractive," or "Oh, looks don't matter." It will always be the first to make us feel worse about ourselves. But as soon as we complain, they'll affirm the opposite to make us look bad. And that's exactly why I don't see a point in showing my full face on this channel. Internet safety and privacy is pretty important. Stay tuned for that video. But there's also no point, since everything I'd say would just be drowned out by, "Oh, you're so attractive, you're so handsome, blah blah blah." People would just give me the stupid just bro advice and virtue signal in my comment section all day. I've sent pictures of my face to people online privately years ago, but I didn't even have this channel. And I need to make that clear, since I know as soon as I said that, DVDR doxers are gonna like start an internet-wide manhunt looking for my pictures. But my point is, they always rated me like a 6 out of 10 on average. And to be honest with you, just based on the way I'm treated IRL, I'd say I'm a solid 4. When I started this channel, I self-rated myself like a solid 4. And okay, maybe we could meet in the middle and say I'm like a 5. But even then, it's not enough to get me a relationship. Unless it's a girl telling me she finds me attractive, and it either leads to action, as Wheat Waffles puts it, or a relationship. I couldn't care less what people have to say. I don't care what the PSL gremlins have to say. "Oh bro, according to this PSL scale, you're a 4.67 PSL. I definitely do not care what the Inkwell Tears users have to say, but I know for a fact they would call me a creep if I approached them IRL. And I don't care what normies in real life have to say, unless, like I mentioned before, it actually leads to something tangible. But yeah, I'm finally done with classes this semester. Not that anyone really gives a shit, but what that does mean is a more consistent uploading schedule. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one.
This is a certified PSL classic.